Alright, hello and welcome to another Why Would You Use. So, today we're going to be going over this automatic crossbow, which is called the Zhuge, the Zhuge, the,
Zhuge.
there you go, The computer says it that way, so we're going to say it that way. It's the Zhuge. That's not really important. This is an automatic crossbow. That's the important part. So let's look at this thing, because this thing is pretty good. This is what I'm currently using on it, and this has worked out pretty well. The only note I'll make here, because this is basically just raw damage and status, aside from shred. I think you definitely need fire rate on this mod in one form or another. I found that speed trigger is too much because this is considered a bow and it gets that double fire rate bonus. It just kicks up way too much unless you're just using this as basically a shotgun. But at that point, you might want to grab a hack. So shred gives you the extra punch through and gives you just the right amount of fire rate, although with Forma I would prefer to have this maxed out for just a tiny little bump. Otherwise on the stats, it starts at 35%, it's 100% right now, which is very helpful, shredding armor with corrosive, knocking enemies down with blast, and the rest are kind of on the side. And then up top, we have 20% chance to crit, which gives us a nice little bump in damage. Not super reliable or anything, but it's pretty good. Unfortunately, it's not really reliable enough to build around, because if you add point strike to the weapon, it only goes to 50%, which is not enough for me to build the weapon around critical hit, but maybe for you it is. I just went with this. So let's get this test started, because this weapon performs really well. It takes a little getting used to, because obviously it's a travel time weapon, and it's a little weird, admittedly. But it's pretty good. I like it. I've been enjoying it so far, and I think this isn't correct. Alright, correct test this time. I don't know how those Xmas got in there, but anyway, as I was saying, for newer players, I think this weapon is going to be a nice one to get because it's like a really easy to get, really maybe even better Bolt or Prime, because it's just really strong. Like it does good damage. It has high status for chunking through armor pretty easily. It shoots pretty fast if you add any fire rate mods to it, and it's just got some good stuff going on overall. Did not see that rocket. Need to find the other Eximus. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. All right, there we go. Just a good machine gun, and obviously you're gonna have to get used to the travel time, but once you get used to that, I think this weapon kind of just shreds. Because on no Forma, this is actually pretty impressive, and of course getting headshots with it and like the extra criticals, sometimes you do really high damage if you get lucky, which is a nice bonus. Let's just get rid of this guy. Yeah, being able to take down bombards that quickly with a damage type that they're not even weak to is very strong. And obviously the heavy status proccing helps significantly as well. There we go. The one thing to be careful about, though, is because this is a travel time weapon and it's not based on your reticle, firing it at close range, the bolts do actually come out of your gun, so be careful with that. But yeah, it's a pretty good gun. It's nice that it gets all the benefits of being a bow. Like, you can put Thunderbolt on this and then, like, roll around as Mirage and just, like, drop Thunderbolts, like, nuts crazy. And it's a good feeling gun that does really good damage and is really easy to build, honestly. Like, for a newer player, 2 Argon, 2 Nitane, and some basic materials, not that hard to scrounge together. And the mods that you need to get for this weapon are not that rare, especially if you're willing to put some Forma into this. The basic elementals will work fine. But yeah, that's the Zhuge, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.